Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. And today we are watching round 6 of KOTE 8. I am playing against the South Wales Sneklifters, the Welsh Wookiee. The deck lists are in the description if you want to look. This one's a little bit personal to me because, as you can see, it's called Stir Rotherham Crook. Rotherham is my hometown. Do genuinely own that deck. It's the second best Rotherham deck by SAS in existence. The best one is owned by one of my teammates. So yeah, we have a little bit of a thing about the decks with our hometown name in them. Also, as well, my first name's in the algorithm, so in theory I could get a deck with both my first name and my hometown in the algorithm, which would be funny as heck. On turn 1, my opponent's gone into Shadows and played Spike Trap as their opening card. I mean, for me, the key charge being in there wasn't great to see, so I went for the mulligan. I mean, equally bait and switch on turn 1 for a steal of 1 isn't great. I suppose you'd ideally be looking for the 2, but it's not the end of the world. And then, as you can see, I also played the Umbra there, and then yeah, that's alright. Obviously, again, we're using sub 70 SAS decks in this, so you're not necessarily going to get the best. My opponent's gone into this and played Dominator, a ball, Mind Fire to get rid of my Lost in the Woods, which is also stolen 1, and then use the Spike Trap to kill off the Umbra. So I've gone into Brognar, played down both Trolls. Then my opponent's gone into Logos, play standardised testing. I think that may literally be all his creature control gone there nearly in so early on in the game, but there you go. And then he's played Odd Claude and a group think tank, played Eclectic Inquiry to archive 2 cards, and then pass the turn to me. I'm going for the Hunting Witch, play the Ancient Bear, play Nature's Call, return everything bar the Hunting Witch, play the Ancient Bear down again, and then pass the turn over to my opponent. I was slightly disappointed with the 2-2-2 split, but you know, it happens. And equally, to be fair, I've gone a different house most of my turns. So if you keep switching houses all the time, you're going to do that. So yeah, that's happened there. Quite an even game at the moment. I mean, turn 4 and no one's looking like forging a key. So again, you can see sort of the amber generation of the decks. Not amazing, but a close game. My opponent's gone into Logos. They played Diametric Charge, and then played down the group think tank and the Odd Claude. Obviously, they got rid of the Hunting Witch, played down another Odd Claude. And then pass the turn to me. So yeah, what do I do with? Do I go with Bromnar? Do I go with the Untamed? Do I go with the Shadows? I've gone for the Untamed mainly because I can prevent those 3 creatures from being used. So yeah, that's why I've done that. Also as well, it just about gets me to check. So yeah, that's why I did that. My opponent's gone into Shadows. I played Shoulder ID, played Rad Penny to force me to stolen 1 because of Rad Penny, which takes me off check. Then played Gamgee. And then played discarded Tempting Offer. Didn't want to return Ancient Bear to my hand and obviously give me an amber. I've gone into the Shadows because, bearing in mind this has got 2 copies of Coward's End, it'd be nice to get Loot the Bodies and Coward's End off, and yeah, essentially with having 2 copies, you'd expect to see 1 by card 16. You know, every reason to expect to see 1 in the first half of the deck. So yeah, played the shadows there, see if I could flush out that Coward's End to go with the loot of the bodies. Also as well, with that big board, you know, 6 creatures down, none of which are damaged. Coward's End would be a very good game swinging turn with a loot of the bodies. So yeah, they've got rid of the Rad Penny by killing it. Reek with Gamgee to steal 1. And then they've used Ransack to steal an Amber, and they've discarded Dimension Door. That was fortunate for me because that's not the best card in my hand, is it really? And they've played Fidget. I've also used Shoulder ID to get to 7. Again, because I'm still looking for the Coward's End to go with the loot of the bodies, I'm thinking I can use the shadows that I've got. I mean, I can reap with 3 creatures. I can also use the Dominator Bauble onto the Ancient Bear to use the Ancient Bear as well. So yeah, you know, the bit of stuff there. The unfortunate thing is, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get my opponent off check. So yeah, my opponent's going to be forging there at 6. I am going to get into check, although they'll certainly be able to steal at least 1 with logos thanks to the Odd Clawed. They may well have other things as well. And I've decided to kill one of the Odd Claws rather than reap with Ancient Bear, because reaping with Ancient Bear takes me to 7 and just makes it quite easy for them to steal 1 with Odd Clawed. My opponent's forged a red key. They've gone into Dis, played Essence Scale, see what else they're looking to play. Played Pain Reaction, that's dealt 2 damage to the Urchin. And the next says we've got Snudge going down as well. Stirring Grave, gaining an Amber, Archived Odd Clawed. Not a bad card to archive. Pass a turn, so I'm going to be forging there. Yeah, again, what do we do? Do we really want to chain ourselves with that loot the bodies forever? Because again, yes, I've got 2 copies of Coward's End. Yes, you would expect to see 1 in the first half, but it doesn't mean you're actually going to. Equally, you know, I could really do with playing one of those Coward's End with that board just getting out of control. So I've decided to go into the Untamed just 1 more time, just to try and give Coward's End a chance to come up. I've played the Regrove to put down the Hunting Witch. I've put down the Halakor as well, which is game 1, and then I've passed a turn to my opponent. But again, with 5 Robnar cards now and no Coward's End amongst them, you know, I can't really be waiting for Coward's End anymore. You can see how many cards was left in the drawer there too when I had a quick look at it. So my opponent's played Troubaroo, they've used Snudge, they've returned the Hunting Witch to my hand. Obviously desperate to keep the Hunting Witch off the board. They've used Essence Scale to kill Troubaroo, so obviously they lost 3 because of Troubaroo, but they've gained 5 because of killing Troubaroo. And now they can use the Snudge again to return an artifact or a creature to my hand. They've put Nexus back in my hand. Obviously they're trying to clog my hand up, you know, which is not a bad shout to be doing. And then they've reaped with Fidget, discarded Long Fuse Mines out of my hand, played down Cinder. So again, with 6 creatures on the board, oh for that coward's end with that loot the bodies there, because it clear the board. It puts me on 8. It would probably win the game, to be honest, because while they've got shadows, they haven't got too much to protect. You know, they haven't got the massive stuff. So I've put down the Screech Bomb. I've played the Loot the Bodies to try and see what we can do. So I've punched Fidget, gained an amber off the card and an amber for Loot the Bodies. Bumpsy's come in and made them lose 1, but unfortunately that's not going to be enough to take them off check. Gang of Chieftain's going to make Bumpsy fight someone. Obviously take out the Snudge because it's returned 2 cards to my hand already, thanks to Essence Scale. So yeah, they're going to forge their second key. They've gone into shadows. Played a Seeker Needle. And there's another Seeker Needle. Played Lights Out. That's going to get rid of some stuff. So they've returned Halakor and Nexus to my hand again, trying to clog my hand. Played a Rad Penny to steal one. Played a Nexus themselves. Used the Shoulder ID. So obviously now I need to use Screech Bomb whether I like it or not, because their Nexus, if I don't kill it, it's going to get rid of it. So I played Hunting Witch, I played the Halakor, and I'm going to play the Nocturnal Maneuver to stop Odd Claude from stealing. To stop Cinder from destroying, well mate, the thing is it's which ones do I want to get rid of. I'm stopping Cinder from destroying Rad Penny possibly, and stopping the Nexus from using one of my artifacts if I put it down. That's what I'm thinking there. That's why I've gone for those 3. Use the Screech Bomb before I potentially lose it thanks to Nexus or any other card that could get rid of it. Let's put me on check. I mean, I'll say this, Seeker Needles onto a Rad Penny to game 1 would be quite good, or they could Seeker Needle and Seeker Needle the Hunting Witch if they need to get rid of that Hunting Witch. I mean, the good thing is I've got the key charge in there. That's nice to see. At the end, you wouldn't have wanted to see it, I suppose, too much earlier, although there's the odd turn where I got to check and then got taken off. I don't think I've been on 7, to be fair, and been taken off, so I'm not sure I would have triggered it anyway at this stage. That War Song would have been nice with the Loot the Bodies as well, but we'll I mean, probably going to be looking at going into shadows just because of the number of shadows cards in hand. Although equally not going to gain any amber off shadows. Plus, if I can get a Hunting Witch down and then play 3 creatures, that'd be quite good. Obviously at the moment with that Hunting Witch and with having only 3 ready creatures down on the board, they're deciding what to do. I mean, they could use the group think tank, but it would mean getting rid of the Claude, or they could use the Claude and get rid of the group think tank if they're going to this with Essence Scale. So they've gone into this, played Relentless Creeper, and then played Snarette, so that's obviously going to take 1 from me at the end of the turn, take me off check again. There's the Essence Scale, and killing the Relentless Creeper probably maybe use the Cinder to reap with Cinder and kill the Radpenny. Ah, fought the Cinder into the Hunting Witch. Fair enough. Again, obviously quite concerned about me making key 2 now at the moment. And there we go. Past the turn, so they did take me off check. Did nothing number wise, but obviously that turn all they cared about there was getting me off check. So yeah, not worth going into the Untamed for 1 creature and playing the Hunting Witch. However, with the Brobnar down, I can clear the board a little bit and gain some amber thanks to the War Song. So again, with that board getting, it's just all game, it's been constantly ahead of me all game. There's not been a single turn apart from when I got the 2 trolls down early on where I've had control of the board. And again, at this stage, with how many cards there are left in my deck and still no Coward's End, and there's 2 of them. So they've obviously removed the stun from Odd Claude, used Group Think Tank, played Causal Loop, played Bot Bookton. Now they're trying to grow. They obviously can't stop me from forging, so now they're trying to grow the board. Again, I haven't got enough. I mean, with Vigor would get me 2, so even if I forged for 6 and had 1 left, there we go. So Vigor would get me 2, Hunting Witch isn't going to get me any. So yeah, I'm going to be 4 shy of using that key charge. I mean, you could put down the Hunting Witch, but they're just going to kill it with 3 ready creatures. They're absolutely just going to kill that Hunting Witch. So really, I need to be putting down those Shadows creatures, because as well, if they there's nothing in hand there that's going to stop them from forging. If they get to, well, if they get to 7, absolutely nothing. But if they get to 6, there's nothing at the moment. Although at least the Noddy the Thief there. I mean, look at that, 5 cards there, 2 Coward's End in there. Yeah, the Noddy the Thief probably needs to be ready to try and take them off check, because again, it's going to be quite easy for them to get to check this turn. I mean, realistically, I'm going to be on 1 anyway, so they can steal 1 with Odd Claude, thanks to the fact I can't get off the 1. There we go. So he'd drawn 3 more Shadows creatures. I mean, the Urchin's good. You can't really complain about the Urchin, because if with Noddy the Thief and Urchin, I could potentially steal 2 if they let Noddy the Thief live. Although again, it is elusive, as are all 3 of those creatures. So they're going to have to use something damage, purge, kill out of hand. So they've gone into logos. Obviously, they're going to use Odd Claude to steal 1. I mean, they could use the other 2 creatures. So they've used Bot Bookton to play Sloppy Lab Work, which will let them discard a card and archive a card. There you go. So they've discarded Spike Trap. Obviously still got an Odd Claude as well. So yeah, that's not good for me. And then Cyberclone, and they've purged Noddy, which is a good move. And that Cyberclone has won the game there, because with Noddy steals 1, Urchin steals 1, Spike Trap goes down and puts me on 3, the 2 Nexuses put me on 5, Smiling Roof goes down as well, and I have a chance of being in a position to forge a key on the next turn, because Viger would get me 2, so if I got to 5, I mean, they'd obviously be at least able to steal 1 with an odd clawed, but again, you don't know if I redraw a untamed creature or something like that. But yes, I mean, the main thing that's done me there is the board all the way through the game. So 4 cards left in the deck, 2 of them are Coward's End. So not a single turn that game did I actually have a bigger board than my opponent and get to use it. And my 2 board wipes are in the bottom 4 cards, and actually after I play this hand out, 1 Coward's End is the bottom card of the deck, the other one I draw. So one of them's very literally bottom, and the other one is either second from bottom, third from bottom, or fourth from bottom. So yeah, that was really, really unhelpful. I mean, like I say, if I got Coward's End and loot the bodies off, I'd have won that game. It would have been properly unfair on my opponents. It's been like, well, you've only really won it because you've got a combo off, but it happens. You know, I mean, we've all won a game thanks to a brig, or lost a game thanks to a brig, or something like that. So yeah, very, very disappointing that all game, no board control, and my 2 best board control cards, both at the bottom of the deck. But I've got to say this, I mean, the odd claws are played well by my opponent. The Mimic Gel, the Cyber Clone, to come down at the end there and purge was the right thing to do. They've played well, they've won the game. Also as well, as a team, we've unfortunately lost that round, which is a shame, but well played to my opponent, and we'll move on to the next round. Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the forge be with you.